Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 87 of Direwolf20's Let's Play series. Today, a couple things I want to knock out. First, I'd like to get uranium bees going, if I can, just to kind of see how they go. And then I'd like to work towards getting the SPS going over at our reactor. But uranium first, so that we have uranium. That said, I'm going to need a few things. First off, I'm going to need just a regular old vanilla bee, I believe. Oh, vanilla bee, where are you? Where's regular old bee? There you are. Hello. I have a gift for you. It's TNT. Cool. It's creepy. Creepy bee. Creepy. Yeah, how's that look? Pretty cool. The creepy, I believe, is... Okay, productivity high. Very nice. Diurnal as well. The Kree makes powdery cones, which can be used, I assume, to make TNT. Yes, definitely the TNT bee. But that one we're going to breed. So let's pop down here to our breeding area. And the first thing I need to make with my Kree bee, I need a crystalline bee, which I got off camera between episodes. It's just a quartz nest with some nether quartz. Easy peasy. Threw that in the nether, and then I've got my crystalline bee here. So crystalline bee plus ashy bee will get me an iron bee. Okay? And I'm pretty sure I have an ashy bee. Yes. Productivity high, productivity normal, productivity medium. Let's take the high one, right? So I wanna aim for the stats that are gonna be good, right? So high productivity ashy bee. That's a normal productivity crystalline bee, and that is a medium productivity crystal bee. Which one's better, medium or normal? Performance, genetics, attributes. Normal, then medium, then high. Okay, so medium's better than normal, so I should throw medium in there. Now, in fairness, I could probably... I'm guessing what I could do is... And is it any flower? Yeah, any flower. I'm guessing what I could do... is keep generating quartz bees until I get a high, but man, it's fine. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so now you're breeding. We can speed that up a little bit. Now, can I get like 60-ish of those, no problem? Yeah, I think so. We have a lot of honey, right? Yeah. And we can get... Yes, perfect. So we should be fine there. Okay. Oh, and you need a cage for him to live in. Sweet. Okay, cool. So there's an iron bee with high productivity. Now we can either bee incubate him from child to adult, or just toss him in one of these guys. You know, I think we'll just toss him in one of these guys. So for this, I need the simulator upgrade. Okay, simulator go, and that should be cool. And then I should also get the block upgrade. I can control click that now because I needed it for some other previous automation. And those two are cool. And now I should be able to throw my iron bee, which is a child, in there. Tick accelerate him to aging. And then once he becomes an adult, then I'm going to breed him again. And what we're going to do is we're going to breed the Kree bee with the iron bee to make a radioactive bee. Sounds pretty cool to me. Still a child. Let's go. Grow up, Mr. B. Should have gone to 256. There we go, adult. Nice. Okay. So then breeding-wise, we're going to do iron bee, which is high productivity. And Kree bee, which I think we got lucky with high productivity as well. So that should be breeding now. And that should be cool. And there's your radioactive bee. Nice. Okay. And then I'm probably going to want, you know, a few of those, right? I want 5 of those in total, actually. So let's get the iron and the Kree bee back. Okay, because I want 5 of these, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. More. And that should be cool. And he's cooking, I assume. Yep, radioactive B. Nice. All right, so those are all high productivities, which is neat. And then this guy should also be high. Nice. Okay. So now all of you can go away, and all I really care about is my 5 radioactive bees, which are all high productivity. Still diurnal, haven't figured out where to get the other kind of urnal, but... Nice. And then to get radioactive combs, right, we're going to need to flower with a uranium ore or a uranium block. We don't really have any of that, do we? Let's see. I can quickly get some uranium, I'm sure, with this dude. Let's just config him, re-add. Do we not have uranium in here? New filter, tag, 4 doors, uranium. Sweet. Okay, I'm going to turn you guys off for a sec. And go for a moment. There you go. Got it. Works for me. Just needed 1. So pop that dude there. Get these guys. Nice. We're already making, I guess the children make. That's cool. And then I should be able to like steal one of these and throw them in here. And that's going to boost it even more, right? So now we're getting lots. That's cool. Sweet. Okay. And, you know, we could throw the glass bottles in there to do the honey thing, but get to it. Now, laser IO is going to go there, and then on the up, we want to basically match what we did over here. So I think what I'll do, actually, is use my card cloner for this. Okay. So we're going to want 2 item cards to go in here on the up. And then, remember how this works. Is it right-click to copy? Nope, left-click to copy. Okay. And then right-click to paste. Left-click to copy. Right-click to paste. And then that'll cover all the filtering and all that good stuff, right? Cool. So then all I should have to do is bind you to you. And then over here, we're going to add on the up an insert filter. So you're both allowed to combine for fluorite and uranium combs. Are they radioactive combs? Is that what they're called? Radioactive comb block. You know what? They might not be in JEI easily, so let me just... Where in the world are you guys going? Oh, I didn't filter you. Did I not filter you? Or did I already add you to that? Oh, you know what? I bet they're all the same item value. So because we're ignoring NBT, they're allowed in there. That's cool. And what's interesting, actually, is because of that, we're also automatic. Now we're, like, processing them still. I guess it's because it's NBT, like, it's the same block. So it's the same pattern, so that's interesting. That's kind of cool. That's neat. All right. So then what are you making? You and the centrifuge should be making raw uranium. Nice. Yep, and then we see it's happening, and then uranium's being processed with the ore processing thing. Cool. Okay, well that's pretty good times, right? Pretty happy with that. How about on the up here? I'm just gonna overclock you a little bit. No, this one. Half a stack every 10 ticks. That should be cool. And I can get some more overclockers. That'll just keep you up and running. Beautiful. All right. So that's pretty good, right? So every now and then, these guys are producing you know, a bunch of combs that are all getting processed. And then the real question is that going to be enough uranium and fluorite to keep our reactor happy? I don't know the answer to that. How's our Geiger counter doing? Not bad. We're into the yellows and the oranges. Do we have any reds left? Nope. Generally, the top center of the reactor is where the radiation is going to be worst. So that's pretty cool. Starting to decay here. 5 more hours of in-game time, and we'll be good. That looks cool to me. And then how are you doing here? Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Alright, well, we're just going to have to see, right? Because in fairness, I did kind of do some initial tick accelerating to get everything up and running. So we're just going to have to see if, you know, how things behave. At this point, by the way, my reactor is not online. I've had it off for a while now because we've been kind of out of uranium. So let's do this. Let's go see how the power plant battery thing is doing. So that would be, is that in here? Yes. How are you doing? Oh, you're actually pretty full. Nice. So you still have plenty of RF built into you, so that's cool. And also, this guy is still, you know, cruising. I love when I, like, completely have something so set up and so automated that I don't even have to think about it anymore. Just like, it's always working. It's not even a little bit on my brain. All right, let's do an SPS now. So next thing for us will be an SPS. So there's 2 components to the supercritical phase shifter. And this is how we turn liquid polonium into antimatter. And I'm going to have to do something a little bit interesting here. And you'll see what that looks like in a minute. But we've got our SPS casings. We're going to need SPS ports. We're going to need electromagnet... No. What are they called again? Lasers? Is it laser? Is that what it's called? I don't think that's right. No, it's not the laser for mechanism. That's for fusion. It's the Tesla coil type thingy. The little, this dude? No, that's laser. I have to go look it up. It's just trying to remember the name of the block that goes in there. Supercharged coil. Supercharged coil. Do I need to... I don't know that I need to automate those. I'll just control click that dude and then get the laser too. And that should be fine. There you go, and there you go. Cool. So we only really need one of those. We just need a bunch of casings, and then some reactor glass. And I will make a copy paste of this. I will build it on camera. So for SPS casings, so we need 3 ports, it says, but I don't know if we really need 3 ports, but I'll go ahead and make them because why not, right? And then I'm going to need 60 casings. And then I'm going to need 123 reactor glass. And that should be cool. And then I've got my supercharged coil. All right, so once all this crafting is complete, I will come back and we'll throw this thing together. Sound cool? All right, back in a moment. All right, we're back, and I think I've got everything I need. So I'm thinking let's put the SPS right on top of the radioactive waste barrels. Does that sound cool? Sounds cool to me. All right. So let's just make sure chunk aligned, all good, pretty cool. Let's get this thing built, yeah? So it's pretty straightforward. There's going to be a few things we're going to need to do, but nothing too crazy. So first off, 1, 2, 3. I think if we kind of put it here, that should be good. And then 1, and then 1, 2, 3, and then 1. And then that. And that's our basic pattern, okay? And then from here, we're going to go up 3. Well, we're going to put 3 here. 1, 2, 3. So there's going to be 5 of them, but the middle 3 get an extra edge on each side. Cool. So that's basically what we're looking at. And then kind of all around this will be these dudes. Okay. And that's basically the pattern that we're going to replicate now. Okay, so then we'll do the same thing here. I wonder if I could copy paste this and then rotate it. I don't see why I couldn't. Right? I should be able to do that. I mean, maybe? I just want to try it. I just want to see if I can do that, right? So if we wanted to copy from here to here, but then I'd want to go, which way is this? This way to this way, right? And then down one and that. Confirm. Now if I tried to rotate you, did that work? That's kind of cool. That's not a bad trick, right? And then you. Hey, not too shabby. That actually kind of worked. A little surprised by that. Only a little bit, mind you. Okay, and then for 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's pretty cool. And then we also need some glass on the bottom, so don't forget that. And then we need a couple ports, right? So we need a port for the polonium to come in. We need a port for the antimatter to go out. And then we need a port for power. And the port for power is where we're going to attach the supercharged coil. Cool. So then if I place you, you formed into a multi-block. Nice. Okay, cool. Do you not go like clear? I guess not. I thought they used to go clear, but maybe I thought like, well, I guess not. Okay. I'm imagining things. Then we're cool. So a couple things I'm going to want to do. Flux point we're going to put here, but I want you to be like the absolute lowest of priorities, right? So we're going to bypass the limit. You're going to be allowed to put as much power as you want into that thing. He's going to build up an internal buffer of 400 million RF. So large power buffer. I probably do want some kind of limit on this thing. Like maybe 500,000 RF a tick we're going to start at. And then the priority is going to be negative 1,000. Can't I put in? Yeah, there we go. Right, so I want this to be like the absolute lowest of priority. I'll make it actually negative 9,001. It's under 9,000. Negative 9,000. So that'll be, you know, I really, you know, last thing I want you to do with power before you avoid it, right, would be to put it in there, and that should be cool, right? So that's negative 1,000. So actually, yeah, no, this should be negative 9999. That should be your absolute minimum, right? And then this will be negative 9,001, right? So, yeah. Actually, no, your generator's network, so you're different priorities, but still, doesn't matter. Yeah, no, you're fine. Yeah. The way it works is good. It's cool. It's cool. Don't worry about it. Now, the other thing I want to do is make another solar neutron activator. And the reason for that is because I didn't plan ahead when I was doing this, and I forgot to have a pipe in between the solar neutron activator and the thingy here. So on account of that, we're gonna need another solar neutron activator. Either that or I have to like move this whole setup around, which I don't feel like doing. So what I'm gonna do is not move this whole setup around. I'm just gonna throw down another solar neutron activator, and we can kind of plop this dude wherever. I'll probably put him here. Maybe the other direction-ish. Okay, and then we can have some tubes, right? Basic pressurized tubes. Okay, and then your side config for gases is output on the front, eject on. Okay, and then your input can kind of be wherever you want it to be. So these cables here is where that input's going to come in. So I want to make sure that I don't run into those guys at all, but I think we should be fine. Okay, so let's run this underneath. Does that sound cool? And then you're going to run all the way over to here. And this is where we're dumping out from our radioactive waste barrel. So you're going to come over here and then just run this over here. And that should be cool. Deal? I like it. Works for me. Perfect. Okay. So now, two things. One, let's sleep through the night. And then two, we'll turn our reactor back on. We'll start producing stuff. I want you to run with a redstone signal. So that's normal. And then if I give you a lever, that would be cool. Now, just thinking. Do I want to like possibly disable you guys entirely? Because I don't know that we need a whole lot more. How are we for polonium? We're doing okay. And plutonium, we're doing really good. So I'm going to reverse you guys for a moment so that you start making polonium again over here. So I don't think we need any more plutonium anytime in the near future. Yeah. Okay. So at some point I'll turn this off and make him normal mode so that he doesn't run at all. And then all of our waste will go towards antimatter. But for now, I still want some polonium being made. So that's cool. How are we doing over here, by the way, you guys? Did you just get an injection of what? So you're pretty good on fluorite, but you're definitely not running constantly, which means that we're not getting enough uranium, really. Like, we're getting uranium, we're just not getting enough uranium. So that's going to be a thing we're going to have to tweak. The bees. But let's get this up and running again. So reminder to activate this guy, toggle that on. Reactor is now running. Okay. You're producing nuclear waste, some of which is going in here, right? And you'll notice only about 20 something's going in here out of the 50 because the other half is going over here. Okay. And it's going to backstop this thing because I didn't turn on my lever yet. Once I do turn on my lever, then things are going to really start cooking. So once this backstuffs, okay, this guy will start flickering to like the 50s, which should be about nowish. There you go. I nailed that timing. I'm just gonna say, I nailed that timing. So now all the nuclear waste is going towards making more polonium chunks, right, pellets. But now I'm gonna turn this guy on, and now we're getting antimatter. So 100 millibuckets of polonium makes one antimatter. Is that right, or is it 1,000? I forget. The point is this is your process rate, right? How fast we're processing. And we want to kind of keep an eye on the SPS here and decide the polonium level tells you, since it's going up, yeah, we're probably not pumping enough energy into this thing to maintain it. We really want to see a little bit of a net loss going on. But in a moment here, once this bar finishes, we're going to get our first little tiny bit of antimatter. Hooray! So let's increase the power, right? So let's bump it up to like 700,000. So the more power you pump into this thing, the faster it's going to process in terms of millibuckets per tick, and the better it's going to be, right? So if I unbound this and bypass the limit at 6 million RF a tick, that's cool, but it's burning through polonium really fast, but it's not going to like chill itself out, right? It's still using 6 million RF a tick, even though it doesn't need to. So that's bad, right? So we want to find a nice threshold that'll keep up. So let's try 800,000 RF a tick. And that's still net gaining on polonium, believe it or not. Even with this thing cutting in half, I guess so. Then let's do 900. Okay. Flickering, but close. Should we do 1 million? 1 million RF a tick? That's really breaking evenish. Now, what we do want to do, actually, it's a slight gain of polonium, which means we need a little bit more. A little bit more power. Now, the problem is, and keep this in mind, nighttime's a thing, right? So you kind of want to double your power demands, which kind of stinks. Yeah. So the gist being that it's going to run fine during the day, but then overnight it's going to build up a whole bunch of backstuffed polonium, right? Radioactive waste. And then in the daytime, it's going to burn through it and turn into polonium real fast. But the problem will be that we're going to have like twice as much to burn through, and we're just like barely breaking even in terms of converting polonium to antimatter. So, we'll see. Now that antimatter can go into a couple of cool things. One, it can go into the anti-protonic nucleosynthesizer, which can make a bunch of cool stuff, right? And for very small amounts of antimatter. So for 5 millibuckets of antimatter, we can turn skulls into wither skulls. For 2, we can turn wool into quartz. We can turn nether stars into hearts of the sea, which is cool, because those are not auto-craftable by me right now, so that's a thing I might want to do. Now this holds... How much does this hold? That's a good question. We can turn wool into redstone. Like, there's a bunch of recipes, right, as you can see here, that make all kinds of cool stuff. That said, the real use of antimatter is in the chemical crystallizer. For 1,000 millibuckets, which is a lot of antimatter, it takes a really long time to get this much, you get antimatter pellets. And those can be used to make some of the really, really cool endgamey type stuff from Mechanism. There's a handful of things that need them, not a whole lot. We do need 2 pellets to make that anti-protonic nucleosynthesizer, so we can't make it until we get a decent chunk of antimatter. But there's definitely some cool, nifty upgrades that we can add to our Mechanism armor, which we should start looking at soon, because we should have most of the things to make it, right? And there's a whole... So Mechanism armor, in very similar style to the pneumatic armor, is upgradable, and you can put all kinds of upgrades and cool features into it. And some of the best upgrades require antimatter. But there's plenty of things we can do without antimatter. So let's start with getting the whatchamacallit, the chemical crystallizer. Chemical crystallizer. Do we have one of those? We have some of those, but not this one in particular. Boom, 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 boom. But we can get all the stuff for it, which is cool. Okay. And then we just need to... And that's it. Do we have to do this thingy? We might have to do this thingy. Nope, not gauge. This thingy. There you are. Bloop. Tiny, tiny little bits of antimatter being produced. Super, super slow. If you want to produce antimatter faster, you're pretty much just going to want to make a bigger reactor and more antimatter, or more nuclear waste. So the bigger the reactor and the high, like, so this reactor can only go up to 52. It's currently at 50 millibuckets per tick. If you want to produce more antimatter, you're going to need a bigger fission reactor to have a higher burn rate. You're going to have to manage the cooling of it, and then you're going to have a bigger turbine to manage the power production, because this thing needs 2 things. It needs more nuclear waste, and it needs more power. So bigger reactor, bigger turbine yields faster antimatter millibuckets per tick. For now, I think, what we've got going on here should be relatively sufficient. This guy's also going to need power, by the way, so I should probably throw a good old flux point on him. Cool. And then that should be good, okay? And then we'll start making antimatter. So what'll happen is eventually we'll hit 1,000 millibuckets, and that 1,000 millibuckets will immediately turn into a piece of antimatter, and then we'll have a long wait. Cool. So that's good times. We're still not producing uranium quite as fast as I would like to. So let's go investigate what I can do about that. So, like, the only other thing I could do is put more productivity upgrades in these guys, right? Or, and this is a very obvious or, I can make more bees, right? So I can get like a bunch more radioactive bees, and I could have like 30 beehives, right, with 5 bees in them each. Because realistically, making these like, it's not hard. It costs 2 flowers and a little bit of time, right? For 2 flowers, I get another radioactive bee. For 10 flowers, I'll have another batch of bees. I can throw down some radioactive hives. This thing's expensive-ish, right? Not super easy. And then how's my draconic? Not terrible. I could totally centrifuge my way into some good times there. But yeah, so I'm going to have to think about how I'm going to handle that. Though I think for now it's probably wrapping up point. So we had some good progress today, right? We got radioactive bees going, and we got antimatter going. Not bad for one episode. We'll come back next time. And in the meantime, I'm going to think about, do I want to just expand the number of beehives I have for fluorite and uranium, or do I want to do something else? I don't know. We'll see. For now, that's when I sign off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Let's come back next time to get this all cruising. All right, for now, take it easy.